So the FNaF 2 movie release is rapidly approaching, and with it the hype has also been rapidly ramping up, and with the teaser releasing a couple weeks ago, I want to have another shot at predicting the movie. But this time, I have a trick up my sleeve, and you've seen the title and thumbnail, but to quote Steelwool, to see the future, sometimes you need to understand the past. So let's rewind to October 27th, 2023, the release of the first movie, and everyone was losing their mind over the inclusion of the Living Tombstone song being featured. So much in fact, people didn't realise that the movie followed the lore in the song. As explained best by Johnny the Night God, Mike is 25 in 2000, which is the time period in the movie. So he was born in 1975. Mike would be around 12 when Garrett is kidnapped, so that would mean Garrett is taken in 1987, presumably in the same year that William Afton kidnapped the other kids. So that's obviously we've been alone, stuck in our little zone since 1987. Newcomers to play with us and join us be our friend clearly coincides with Abby and the fact that they've only had night guards in the location, no actual friends. An imposter took their life away because they were tricked by Spring Bonnie. He lured them in this Spring Bonnie suit. They've lost all control because of the drawings. It all lines up. Fast forward to now, where presumably It's Been So Long will be used in the sequel. So, sweet, let's just go in. I don't know what I was thinking leaving my child behind. Now, I personally interpret this as Henry Emily. He lost Charlie, now he suffers because he lost his daughter. Or maybe Henry is the father of Mike and Garrett, and maybe he's talking about Garrett. It haunts him forever, and it blinds him because he's likely still alive, and he's not aware of the animatronics just killing people. I can't wait for the cliff at the end of the river. It's clearly about how we will deal with the loss. Is this revenge I am seeking? Now, this is something I find really interesting. It could be about how he is the creator of FNaF. Perhaps he's doing this for revenge. Or maybe he's just gone insane. Henry is stuck in his own paradox. He wants to be free because he enjoys creating. He loves making the animatronics. But when he does, it results in the death of multiple people, including his daughter, Charlie. It's Been So Long Since I Have Seen My Son is about how Henry hasn't seen his son, or daughter, it depends. It's lost to the monster, William Afton. He wishes he lived in the present with the gift of his past mistakes, but the future just lures him back. This is clearly just about how either Mike or Henry wants to mourn, but the fact that Freddy's is luring them both back in, with Mike being haunted because they want Abby, and Abby being connected to the pizzeria, and Henry just having to deal with the puppet. Justification is killing me, but killing isn't justified. Could set up how William had a reason to kill Henry's daughter. Perhaps another Afton kid. Hopefully it's not a Mike Afton though, because that would just be so confusing, and of course Henry doesn't find killing justified. That's why hopefully he'll be helping Mike, Abby, and Vanette. That might cause a conflict. Henry helping out an Afton. I don't think he would want to do that. But that's about everything interesting I could find in the lyrics. So let's recap and theorize. So Henry is in this movie, still grieving over either Charlie or Garrett, until he hears about FNaF, and it brings him out of his grieving period. Now, the animatronics which are at FNaF aren't aggressive to anyone, because everyone at FNaF is all in cosplay, and I think that will work like the mask. I think Mike and Abby will be here too. Maybe this is where Abby finds the Faz Talker. Maybe it's being sold as like memorabilia they found in the pizzeria. I'm not too sure. After FNaF, the animatronics are either dumped outside or brought home into people's houses, which leads their facial recognition system going off, and the animatronics killing the people who brought them home. Then they go out trying to find Afton, because they're mad, and maybe they have sent by the puppet, or hear me out, Henry Emily, because he said, is this revenge I am seeking, and maybe he will regret it after. Who knows? He knows Afton killed Garrett or Charlie, but what he doesn't know is that Afton is still trapped in the safe room. But the animatronics and Henry, they don't know that. So they just go around trying to look for him and killing people who have criminal records. While looking for Afton, they find another Afton, that being Vanessa. And they attack her multiple times, and she seems to be like a main target for them. This is why Vanessa is always behind the gang in all the shots. Mike and Abby aren't the main targets. Abby especially not. Mike does probably have a criminal record after beating up the man in the first movie, although at some point Abby is probably targeted like in the first movie. They want her to be their new friend, and after she goes to the location with the toys, they probably do play with her for a bit. But when she leaves or Mike finds out and goes to retrieve her, they likely attack or act weird, because they don't act well around adults.
Almost aggressive towards the staff. They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter them adults, they just stare
But I do think Mike and Abby will manage to leave. But who knows? I do still think that Abby will die, and I do have another theory video which kind of explains that a bit more, but that was before we had anything, so it might not be accurate. But that's all for this video. I do think It's Been So Long does show the plot, but maybe I interpreted the lyrics in a different way. Thank you all for watching, and this has been that one FNaF guy, signing off.